When encountering Paul as an apologist in the book of Acts, we can see that he has a consistent aim throughout. And if we go to one specific passage, which is the passage I've studied most in depth, and that's the passage in Acts 17, Paul in Athens, we can see that it's both, we see a context there where Paul enters into the city. He preaches the gospel in the agora, first of all in the synagogue, and then in the marketplace, what is called the agora of Athens. And the marketplace was really a place where everything happened. And it's fascinating, he says that he preached Jesus and the resurrection. That's how central that message was for him. So then there were all kinds of objections, all kinds of questions that arose from the different people in the city of Athens. A famous British bishop and New Testament professor, N.T. Wright, he says that Paul is like a famous chess master player, who just walking around at different tables, playing with a number of chess players who isn't that good as himself. And it's that impression you get when you read Paul's speech then in Acts 17, the Areopagus speech. Because what happens is that Paul is invited to this council, which wasn't a legal council, it was a council given the authority to decide on various matters. And among them was the question, if someone appeared in the city and you got the impression that he was a herald of foreign gods, should that one be given a certificate as a herald of foreign gods to be able to build an altar? Well, all that gives us the background to understand what happens in Athens. And again, Paul is like the chess player, the famous chess master. He walks around, plays the Stoic, the Epicurean, the religious pluralist, the Athenian council members, and so on. And in all this, how does then Paul act as an apologist in all this? Well, he both, generates curiosity. He generates genuine curiosity among the listeners. And then secondly, he also answers critique and critical objections to the gospel and to him as a messenger. But he does that in an indirect way, actually in the way recommended by Socrates and others, that if you encounter critique, the best way is not to tackle it straight on, but to go in a circle around it and try to find your creative way of engaging people. So what we find is that Paul, as an apologist, is both concerned with generating curiosity, who is this Jesus really? And about answering objections out of their worldview presuppositions, and then finally to present an argument for the truth of Jesus Christ as the one and only Son of God and Christ.